What's up, YouTube? It's your boy SSSSoo back again for another video, man. Today we got a video uploaded by none other than the Cosmic Wonder. This one, Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, and Morbius. So, from what I hear, apparently Morbius has now been pushed back all the way till I think April 1st, which is like a springtime release or early summertime, no, springtime release, which is weird because one, that's like was it coming out January? I don't know exactly what day, but I know it's coming out January. And that's like 2 months pushed back, you know what I'm saying? 2 months, maybe a little bit more than that, a couple weeks. And it's like, why? But then I've been hearing some theories, I think of which Mr. Wonder is about to go over, that kind of might maybe make a little sense. But anyways, before we get into this, y'all let me know down below in the comments, how was your day? Hopefully it was pretty good. If it wasn't, hopefully this makes it just a little bit better. Let's get it, man. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where
What's
we talk
up,
all
man?
things Marvel and MCU. And I should add a little bit out of the MCU since we talk about Spider-Man and the Sony Spider-Man universe a lot as well. And we do have a lot of news today concerning the MCU and concerning the Sony-verse, because Morbius has been delayed. I'm sure some of you have heard this by now, but there are some really cool rumors.
It's like a
going
7th time
right
delay in
now
this dang
about
movie.
possibly why it's been delayed. And I'll give you a hint about these rumors that we're going to talk about. It involves Andrew Garfield. So like I said, pretty crazy but pretty cool rumors we'll be talking about. And I have a theory that I'll state in this video that I think a lot of Spider-Man fans will really enjoy. So as usual, lots to talk about, and if you love Marvel and the MCU, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. Now, we'll talk about Morbius being delayed first and the crazy theories going around it, because I kind of hyped it up in the beginning. Now, unfortunately, we were only a couple of weeks away from actually getting
That's
the
what I'm
release of
saying.
Morbius.
I was
but now
actually,
it's been delayed.
unlike a lot of people, I was actually really looking forward to seeing this movie. I'm not gonna lie. So I was heavily disappointed when I heard what I heard. However, this art looks dope.
And moved back to April 1st.
Crazy.
And no,
Why on April
unfortunately,
Fool's
it
Day?
is not an April Fool's joke.
Right.
Although, very weird day to pick a release. Now,
Exactly.
of course, the reason that Sony states that they are moving the movie back
two
is
reasons, I
because
think.
of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. Now, after speaking with a few people over at Sony during the Spider-Man No Way Home premiere and prior to that, I have definitely discovered that Sony is taking a lot of precautions when it comes to COVID-19, which they should. But they just released Spider-Man No Way Home, so one would think that it should be relatively okay for Morbius. Now, COVID cases are going up, which is probably their biggest concern.
Yeah, I was about to
They
say,
don't wanna
man, everyone's
contribute to
catching
that
it
with
again
a
now.
worldwide movie premiere. But in the midst of all of this rescheduling lies a very interesting opportunity. And this opportunity involves Spider-Man, particularly Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Now, before we dive into this, I want to reiterate, this is just a rumor. This is not confirmed by any means.
This is what I'm hearing.
It does make sense and could be a massive opportunity.
Oh yeah, they're doing reshoots. From what I heard, they're doing reshoots so they can include Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man due to how greatly he was received in No Way Home. That's what I heard. See, that's what I dislike about YouTube. They give you that slight opportunity to skip an ad and then it just goes to the next ad and it's gone.
For Sony. The rumor right now is that Sony is pushing back Morbius so they can actually add Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man into the film. And if you consider a few things, it actually makes sense for them to do this. And even if it didn't, I know everybody would want this anyways. Now, I should say that we are about to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home spoilers. So if you haven't seen it and somehow managed to avoid all the spoilers...
Only thing that makes no sense is the fact that the murderer poster in the background is of Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man suit, with Tobey Maguire, and that what's it called is in the movie as well. What's his name? Vulture. He's in the movie. That's the only thing that makes it kind of like, I'm not sure.
On the internet, this is your warning. But diving back
But
into
all the
this,
other signs
after
point
Spider-Man
towards
No Way Home
the
released
Mark
in
Webb
theaters and
universe.
everybody got a chance to see it, or mostly everybody, reports from credible insiders like My Time to Shine Hello and Daniel RPK have stated that Sony and Marvel Studios has plans for Andrew Garfield and possibly Tobey Maguire. Most of the talk has been about Andrew Garfield, which is why this rumor actually makes some sense. If Sony wants Andrew Garfield to be Sony's Spider-Man in the Spider-Man universe that Sony has,
Two Spider-Mans
and they're planning on
simultaneously
him
in the
their
films.
universe in future films,
You know,
it would
like,
make sense that they would take full advantage of this opportunity.
Not like animated, like how like Spider Into the Spider-Verse is. I'm talking about like live action Spider-Man, but they're two different Spider-Mans in like different film series or whatever. You know, technically they're connected, but they're different. You know what I'm saying? It'd be cool, but I think the common audience would be like, I don't know, man. Would they get saturated almost? You know, because it's like all this dang Spider-Man everywhere. I don't know. It's cool though. I still want to see it regardless. But I'm just saying for the common. Think about the common person here. And why does I always said this? But why does Tom look so dang jacked in this photo? Like Toby's all right, and then Andrew's always been the slim one, but Tom they make them look huge right here, man.
Opportunity of the delay to somehow put Andrew Garfield in the movie, even if it's for just a quick little cameo. Because if we think about it, this might have been Sony's plan the entire time, to put Andrew Garfield in this Venom, Spider-Man, Morbius, Black Cat, Kraven the Hunter, big Spider-Man.
I was just thinking like, Kraven.
Now let me kind
Aaron
of
Taylor
state
Johnson.
the fact that yes, we know Tom Holland's Spider-Man is not done, but he's in the MCU. And I think with all of these other Spider-Man movies that Sony has planned and is releasing at this point in time and has future Spider-Man projects they're working on, I think it's very clear that there is going to be a pretty big separation of the universes. After all, that's why Venom got sent back at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. That makes sense. So Venom wasn't actually in the MCU. We could just get the symbiote in the MCU and we can have that clear division between universes. So just because Andrew Garfield might be the Spider-Man of the Sony universe doesn't mean Tom Holland is going anywhere. And now since basically anything is possible with the multiverse, we could see the Spider-Man jumping in and out of universes. But let's look back to the first
now that'd be a cool concept. He's jumping in and out.
Trailer. The first
and that
one,
helps
we
explain
saw that picture of Spider-Man on the wall with the word murderer over it. Now, it doesn't look like Morbius is going to be connecting to Spider-Man No Way Home in any way. We saw no mention of Morbius in No Way Home. So, in Morbius's universe, there exists a Spider-Man, and apparently he is not liked by the public. And apparently people think he's a murderer. Now, this could just be clever trailer editing that Marvel is known to do, even though this is primarily a Sony-helmed.
Andrew Garfield did mention, like, in the movie, he was like, yeah, and I started pulling my punches. I saw people start commenting, and I was like, I didn't get it, but yeah, the poster said murderer, and it's like he got bitter, and it's making sense.
Film, it's still a possibility that might be clever editing. However, I actually do think that there is a Spider-Man in the Morbius universe, because if you go to the second and main trailer for Morbius, we can see the Oscorp building, and the logo is exactly the same as the logo from the Amazing Spider-Man universe. If we combine these two facts from these two different trailers with the reports that Sony wants Andrew Garfield for future projects, it would make sense that Sony would take the opportunity with Morbius being delayed to add Andrew Garfield into the film somehow. That is, if he isn't already in it. I have a theory about this, and I think people are going to like it. In Spider-Man No Way Home, where Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield first meet Tom Holland's Peter Parker on top of the school roof, they start talking about loss. Peter starts talking about losing Aunt May. And from here, Andrew starts talking about losing Gwen, and he tells us a little bit about how his life was after that. And here's the really important part. He says that he stopped pulling his punches. He got bitter. And for those of you who don't know what that means, let me explain. Spider-Man is super strong. If he punches a normal person, he'll probably knock that person out and maybe even kill them, but it'll definitely hurt them a lot. So basically what Andrew Garfield was saying was, I stopped holding back and I was going full strength at people. So he got kind of violent. Now, let's link this to the picture that says murderer over it. What if Spider-Man got a little bit out of hand? Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. We already know from Spider-Man No Way Home that he got a little bit out of control. He got violent and bitter, stopped holding back his punches. Perhaps something happened here. Now, I don't think he killed anybody. I want to make that clear because that's not who Peter Parker is. Even if he did lose Gwen and even if he was in a really dark space, I don't think that's something they could say Peter Parker did. But could he have hurt some people? Yes. And could some unfortunate circumstances perhaps maybe frame him to be a murderer? Yes. That's kind of what happens to Spider-Man. He's the hero, but of course people like JJJ make him out to be a menace, a villain. So what if this picture of Spider-Man, which we know is not Tom Holland Spider-Man because it's a different suit, turns out to actually be Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man? Maybe this was their plan the whole entire time.
Yeah, but it's
knowing
edited,
that
isn't
Andrew
it?
was going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home,
suits are
and
different.
knowing that he could have a future in the Sony universe. After all, before they partnered with Marvel Studios, that was the plan. They were going to make the Amazing Spider-Man 3. Now, I think everything worked out the best way it could. And Andrew finally got his redemption in Spider-Man No Way Home, and it looks like the future's bright for him as Spider-Man. And maybe Sony planned this the entire time for him to come back into their own universe and to be the main Spider-Man while Tom Holland is in the MCU. And maybe knowing that, they painted that picture of Spider-Man in the Morbius trailer, knowing a Spider-Man, who was not Tom Holland, was going to be coming into their universe very soon. And then not to mention, Tom Hardy has talked a lot about the next film for Venom, Venom 3, being a Spider-Man vs. Venom film. Well, after Spider-Man No Way Home's post-credit scene, they made it very clear that there's going to be a different and new Venom in the MCU. And it's not going to be Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock. But we're still getting a third Venom film that takes place in the Sony universe, so who's going to be the Spider-Man? Well, it looks like Andrew Garfield's going to be. And I'm really starting
to complain
think
about
that
not fighting an alien.
actually have a master plan behind everything that they've been doing for the past few years. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part, but that's my theory. Let me know what you all think about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and, of course, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU news and theories and the Sony Spider-Man verse. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Cosmic Wonder said it here, man. Like I said, I heard earlier in the day, like earlier today, I saw like headlines going around saying Morbius delayed till summer 2022. And I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? And then I heard it been pushed back all the way to April 1st, which is, it's not that bad, but I feel like a lot of people were just like, I was reading comments and what people were talking about. People were just like towards this movie. Like a lot of people really don't care, like, and not even looking forward to it. And which is crazy because I thought the first trailer was good, and then the second trailer, in my opinion at least, was really, really good. So it was like, I don't know. I'm actually like really hyped and anticipated to check out, you know, Morbius. But anyways, I think that's probably, like I said, one, they want to give Spider-Man No Way Home breathing time because it's killing it in the numbers for the box office and stuff. So they want to keep the shine on that for right now. Two, the whole the Omicron or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that's going on. So they're being cautious of that, of course. And then three, to include more scenes with Andrew Garfield or potential cameo from Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I think those are the three main reasons for why it was pushed back. But you guys, let me know down below in the comments, man. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Is that the case? Maybe you guys have different theories and opinions. You should let me know down below in the comments. With that being said, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you also go to Cosmic Wonder's page. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on notification. You get notification every time you post a video. Turn on my notification. You get notification every time I post a video. With that being said, you can also follow me on Twitch, YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Leroy Says So Sims YouTube channel. That being said, peace.